I don't know whether yeah, I think now
it started.
Now it is started.
This is seeing a second
yeah. So we have to do action replay.
First, you take this question.
Yeah. See, Narayan.
1 minute.
We are coming almost to the end of this assembly, 13th assembly.
Okay.
This could be the last session, or it could be there may be one more session, but still I thought of raising one very, very serious issue which seems to have not caught the eye of the legislators or the government or anybody, and even if it's caught their attention, it doesn't seem to be evident from their actions. So I want this question will be addressed to the Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare. Limbawali. So my first question I want to say is, will the Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare be pleased to state that, one, is the government aware that the use of trans fat in the form of dalda, vanaspati and palm oil, you take it in shorthand, for cooking purposes, is posing a very serious threat to the health of the people of Karnataka and to the people of India. The second question I would like to ask is the government aware that most of the daily used items, snack items like biscuits, bakery items and even some brands of ice creams, sweet preparations contain large amount of trans fat. Then, does the government have any mechanism in place? Does the government have any mechanism or law in place to control the use of trans fat? 4. Is there any state law or control? Is there any state or central law controlling or regulating the use of trans fat in bakery, eateries, etc.? Then, is the government aware that in most of the countries of the world have totally banned trans fat, while many other countries in the world have very seriously regulated its use in food products? In some countries there is absolutely zero trans fat. In some countries they have regulated to permissible limits. So this is what we want to ask the government. And my assessment is India is sitting on a very serious health bomb, health epidemic or whatever you may call it. I think it is more dangerous than dengue or bird flu. And just like in the case of bird flu, to save the humans from getting infected from bird flu in the form of H1N1, culling of birds takes place. Culling of birds. So here, to save humans from the effect of trans fat, what is very important is, like culling, there should be dumping of trans fat in huge quantities. You bury it underground or you destroy it in some way or the other. It is expected to be the largest and biggest killer of human beings in the coming decades and in the modern era. That is, in the next 10 or 20 years, the effects of trans fat is going to be very serious. And in a country like India, my estimate is, and I am sure many people, that 30% of the population of India will be directly affected by the health effects of trans fat. Most serious diseases like diabetes, heart disease, kidney, even childbirth, all these things are directly, even the stomach diseases are directly linked with trans fat. In this context, will the government of Karnataka take an important step forward to either ban trans fat or seriously regulate its use to permissible limits laid down by the World Health Organization or other such world body that is monitoring the health of the people all over the world? Most food manufacturers are using trans fat almost in everything, from sweets, biscuits, ice creams to hotel industry. And I am told that one of the reasons why this is widely used, it increases the shelf life of these food products. For example, if you make these food products with ghee or certain other thing, the shelf life will be hardly a week. But if you use trans fat instead of ghee and any other safe cooking medium, the shelf life of these products is dramatically increased to 3 months, 6 months. That is why you see biscuits last for a very long time, because they use trans fat, most of them. Now, what is very interesting is, to increase the shelf life of their products, manufacturers are using trans fat, and in the process they are willing to decrease the human shelf life. Human life is more important, is not so important as the shelf life of the products. Human beings can go to hell as long as things. Trans fat, what we are failing to understand, is not only killing the people of our country, the children of our country, but also our beloved netas and leaders, and nobody cares a damn about it.
That includes you also, no?
Yes, really.
No,
No newspapers, no media, no television has any time or space to discuss this very serious issue, which is, I think, it is like a nuclear weapon. And like a nuclear weapon, the survivors of nuclear weapon and the survivors of those who use trans fat both suffer the same consequences. They are scarred for life. And the amount of health expenditure the government is going to undertake and the people are going to undertake to overcome the ill effects of trans fat is going to very gigantic proportion. One side I told you, we are discussing about the trans fat. Now, how can such a thing like trans fat be allowed to continue in our country when all other countries in the world have woken up and taken action and totally banned it? I feel there is some kind of a nexus between the government and the manufacturers of trans fat and those who are using trans fat. Because these are the two people who are benefiting, the manufacturers of trans fat and the users. And of course, who is suffering is the end users of trans fat. See, this scam, I think, is much bigger than the 2G spectrum scam, Colgate scam, Commonwealth scam, all rolled together. I think this scam outbeats all other scam. I think it is a scam of this century. But while in other scams thousands of crores have been looted by corrupt people and leaders, and these scams have, while these scams have damaged the economy of the country, the trans fat scam, why I am worried is, it is affecting the health of the people of the country. And unless the people of the country, the leaders of the country wake up this is going to be one of the biggest tragedies India is going to face. So, my question to the government of Karnataka, what steps are you going to take to either ban trans fat or regulate its use to permissible limits, and what other things are you going to do to make the people aware that this thing? I think the government should immediately, like I always said, if you ban plastics, 50% of the garbage problem in our cities will go. I said it in the 4 years back in a meeting called by Yediyurappa. Nobody listened to me. Anyway, I am saying one thing here. If you ban, like plastic, you ban trans fat, then I think 50% of the health problems in our country will be solved. Will the government of Karnataka wake up? Will the health minister? He has given replies. I do not know whether he has any knowledge of trans fat, or has he taken any study of trans fat, or is he simply repeating the replies given to him by his officers who have no time to study this issue and who are ready to misguide the government most of the times. This is one issue. Let us forget about all other things. The health of the people of Karnataka is of paramount importance. The health of the people of the country is of paramount importance. While the central government has a role to play, let us not forget that for Karnataka, for the people of Karnataka, we look to the government of Karnataka. You immediately ban trans fat, or otherwise you constitute a high level inquiry of some retired Supreme Court judge, experienced doctors, people of integrity, and let them within 2 months or 3 months present a report on what the effects of trans fat. Let them go to some foreign countries and get information how those countries have tackled trans fat. And I hope the government of Karnataka will seriously take
this
into account what I have said. Thank you.